The story begins with an old man performing a ritual near a grave. Suddenly, he is thrown back by a shock, but when he gets up, he discovers that he has gained superpowers. The focus then shifts to the main character, Callie, who has an unusual condition of eating paper and other things. While out shopping, he is bullied by some classmates, but his childhood friend, Domini, comes to his rescue. The bullies become even angrier and throw Callie into a trash can. The shop owner comes out and chases the bullies away. Domini is very worried about what happened to Callie and offers him a ride to school, but her friends refuse because Callie is just in the trash can and they don't want trash in their car. When Callie arrives at school, the video of him being thrown into the trash has gone viral and everyone is mocking him. When Callie gets home, his mother asks him how his day went. Callie tells his mother that he talked to Domi today, to which his mother responds that they are good friends and that he should ask Domi out on a date, as she might also like him. The scene then shifts to the grave where the old man gains his powers. A man named Riddle arrives there. Riddle's job is to protect the powers that belong to his ancestors. On the other hand, Callie's habit of eating paper has made him sick, so his mother has called a doctor. The doctor tells her that it might be a psychological issue since there is no one else in the house, and Callie might be acting this way because of it. The doctor has a liking for Callie's mother, which irritates Callie. Meanwhile, the old man, Flugger, is shown gathering people and telling them that he has a lot of powers and can make them feel what he feels. An old woman who can barely walk and has a lot of pain in her legs comes to Flugger, and he takes away all her pain. Everyone starts praising the old man. Callie's mother sees all this and thinks that maybe Flugger can help Callie, so she invites him to her house. Riddle notices all this and approaches the old man, telling him that the powers he has could be very dangerous for him and that he should return them because they belong to Riddle's ancestors. But Flugger says he is enjoying these powers and will never give them back. After this, Flugger goes to Callie's house, and as soon as he touches Callie, he starts feeling all his pain. When he touches Callie again, he suddenly feels intense pain and dies because of it. After Flugger's death, Callie starts feeling better because all of Flugger's powers have transferred to him. The next day, while Callie is fixing his bicycle, he cuts his hand, but it heals on its own. Callie realizes that he has gained some powers. Callie's mother is about to leave for her night shift but is feeling very tired, so Callie hugs her. So, just like that, his energy also transfers to his mother, and she starts feeling good too. After this, Kelly comes to town and meets Domini and her friends. Domini, noticing Kelly's energy, remarks that he looks different. She then says she heard about what happened to him yesterday, and just then, Rocky shows up and starts bullying Kelly again. He punches Kelly in the stomach, but it doesn't affect Kelly at all. Instead, Rocky gets hurt. This means that now if anyone tries to hurt Kelly, they'll end up getting hurt themselves. This makes Rocky even angrier, and he hits Kelly in the face, but once again, the injury bounces back to him. Kelly is delighted to see this and tells Radis that he can hit him anytime he wants. Rocky then runs home, and on his way, Kelly sees a job vacancy and joins it. That night, Kelly is very happy and tells everything to his mother. Afterwards, Rocky arrives with his father, who accuses Kelly of hitting Rocky. Kelly's mother responds that it was Rocky who hit Kelly, but Rocky's father admits that he knows. However, he also mentions that what happened today was very strange. Kelly's mother asks why he didn't do anything if he knew his son was hitting hers, and she gets so angry that she throws Rocky's father out of the house. Kelly tells his mother that he was trying to explain this to her. When his mother tries to punch him, she gets hurt instead. Kelly's mother then asks him if he's tried everything, including playing with fire, and what other powers he might have. At this point, fire does not affect Kelly, and they decide not to tell anyone about this. The next day, Kelly goes to school and finds Domini's rubber band lying around. Seeing Domini, he starts imagining being with her, and in this dream, Domini's friend Sarah is also present. As Kelly experiences this, Domini and Sarah feel something in the classroom, but they don't understand what's happening, and Kelly runs away. That night, all the students are at a party when Domini's ex-boyfriend lifts her from behind. Kelly asks him to put her down, but Nelson taunts him, asking what he will do. Nelson is about to attack Kelly, but Gars arrives and stops him. Gars tells Kelly that he will find out what's going on with him. The party ends, and Kelly rides his bike home. On the way, Nelson and his friends spot him and try to hurt him. Kelly loses his balance and ends up in a car. As a result of the opposite effect, the driver of the car dies instantly, and Kelly gets severely injured. Domini and her friends arrive, and Kelly tells Domini everything. The police arrive, as does Kelly's mother. The police questioned the person who died about what happened. They accuse Kelly of riding his bike on the road and trying to cause an accident. The officer doesn't believe them and then approaches Kelly, who tells them everything, but the police don't believe him. Since it was just an accident, the case is closed. On the other hand, Rattle is shown visiting Pfluger's grave and performing magic on the plants there. Back at school, all the boys are keeping an eye on Kelly because Nelson wants to avenge his friends' deaths. Meanwhile, Kelly and Domini are sitting together, and Domini mentions that a new movie has been released. Because here, Domini thinks that Kelly might ask her out on a date. At first, Kelly doesn't understand what she means, but in the end, he does ask her out, and Domini agrees. Meanwhile, Riddle arrives at the place where Kelly works to meet him. He asks Kelly if he knows about Pfluger, and Kelly tells him everything. Riddle realizes that Kelly now possesses Pfluger's powers. Later that night, when Kelly returns home, his mother has a headache, so he goes out to get some medicine. Outside, Nelson and his friends are watching his house, thinking Kelly's mother has left, and he is alone. They tie his trailer to their vehicle, causing it to fall, leading to a gas leak. Kelly's mother tries desperately to escape, but she cannot, and a lamp falls, starting a fire and causing an explosion that takes her life. By the time Kelly arrives, it's too late. The police believe Kelly is severely injured, so they send him to the hospital. However, later, a police officer discovers that Kelly wasn't hurt at all. Riddle also comes to meet the sheriff and tells him that their ancestors' power now resides in Kelly and that something must be done, but the officer doesn't pay attention to him. In the next scene, Kelly's mother's funeral is shown, where Domini is there to support Kelly. After everyone leaves, Kelly goes to Pfluger's grave, finds a leaf on it, picks it up, and vomits. Sarah observes all of this from a distance. After Kelly's mother's death, the officers plan to put Kelly in hostile care. On the way, the officer asks Kelly if there is a problem with the balance of his trailer, and Kelly realizes that Nelson and his friends are responsible. He jumps out of the car and starts chasing them. The friends gather near a river, and Kelly sees them, takes one of their shirts, wraps it around his neck, and begins to choke himself. The girl whose shirt it was starts suffocating and drowns. The friends try to save her, but they can't. Kelly emerges and tells them, "Now 3 of you are left, and I won't spare any of you." As Kelly searches for the others, the officer arrives, so Kelly runs away. Nelson later informs everyone. Domini talks to Kelly, believing that he could never kill anyone. Kelly then goes to Domini and tells her the truth. Domini says, "You can't kill anyone like this. If your mother were alive, she wouldn't want this. There must be another way for them to understand the truth." Kelly agrees with her. The next day, during class, Kelly arrives and mocks Nelson's friends. One of Nelson's friends is about to attack Kelly, but Nelson stops him, and Kelly continues to provoke them. In the chemistry lab, one of Nelson's friends throws acid on Kelly's face, which instead burns Nelson's friend, killing him instantly. Domini gets very angry at Kelly, so he leaves. That night, Sarah meets with Nelson and says she wants to avenge her friend's death. Since she knows Kelly's weakness, she tells Nelson. They gather leaves, make a liquid from them, and fill it in a gas can. The next day, during practice, the officer comes to warn them, and Kelly arrives with a drilling machine. He tells Nelson to confess what he did, but Nelson refuses. Kelly begins to drill himself, and all his injuries transfer to Nelson. Domini arrives, and Nelson uses the liquid he made to suppress Kelly, making him weak. Jers takes advantage of this and grabs the officer's gun. As Kelly starts to recover, Jers shoots him, causing 10 other narrations to appear simultaneously. Domini tells Kelly that he shouldn't have taken revenge this way. The sheriff tells Kelly that all of this is happening because of his powers and that he can help him become normal again. Kelly also wants to return to normal. That night, they all go to Riddle, who is going to perform a ritual to remove Kelly's powers. Kelly starts to feel pain, and Riddle says that Kelly had the powers for a long time and that he must sacrifice his life to be free of them. Hearing this, Domini tells Kelly to run away quickly. Everyone is now terrified of Kelly, so one of the sheriff's men shoots Kelly. Domini is also shot and, before dying, tells Kelly not to pass on his powers to anyone. Kelly becomes furious, and the sheriff shoots him in the head, killing him. The sheriff asks Riddle if he has acquired the powers, but Riddle says no. The scene then shows Kelly and Domini's bodies being taken away when suddenly Domini rises, now possessing Kelly's powers, and she is ready to take revenge on everyone. The movie ends with this scene.